Alright everyone, Cowboy Trades here and welcome back to the channel for another super quick update on Kadena. So, Kadena is 17% away from making new bear market lows. Our KDA trade is currently in 130% profit. What's the next price target for Kadena? What are we doing with our trade? Let's talk about all this and more. So as we've been discussing in the higher time frames, which I don't want to focus too much on in this video, if you have been watching the channel, if you have been watching my trade updates and my lengthy KDA TA videos, you know exactly what I think is going on right now. We've been rejected from this volume profile. We were rejected from these key levels that we've been holding as support. We flipped it as resistance recently. Rejected from volume profiles, rejected from bull market support bands, rejected from weekly EMA ribbons, and now we are coming down to these magnet areas over on the volume profiles, which are, of course, our price targets for our short. But we'll talk about our price targets and our short in just 1 second. Let's head over to the lower time frames on the daily. As you can see, we've been looking at this chart over here on the daily. You can see candle body closes, wicks as support, flipped as resistance, flipped as support again, support. We've once again broken back down beneath this key trend line, and we're heading right down to KDA's last line in the sand before bear market lows. You can also see from the bear market lows in November, touch point, flipped as resistance in the past 24 hours or so. We had a bearish engulfing candle yesterday through this. We retested this today, and now we've got another nasty something like a bearish engulfing candle with a huge wick on the top of it. It is not looking good right now for Kadena, and my thoughts are the same as my previous KDA update when I told you KDA is going to be coming down to 50 cent very soon. And since this video, we've really started to zoom down to the downside. We are currently 2.38% away from retesting 90 cent, which is your last line in the sand, ladies and gentlemen. This is your 786 Fibonacci from your bear market lows up to this most recent rally top. Now, I do think we are going to be falling to the downside of this and getting magnetized to new bear market lows. How quickly do I think this is going to happen? Well, if we head over to the weekly and look at the oscillators, of course, just quickly before discussing our trade. The weekly time frame, as we also discussed, for the past week or so, this breakdown is really just getting started. The stochastic RSI is sitting at 78 with lots of room to move down. The MFI just broke beneath the heartline, a very bearish signal. It's currently at 49, lots of room to move down. Squeeze momentum indicator on the weekly time frame has not even ticked into dark green, indicative that the charts, specifically the squeeze momentum indicator, has not even really recognized that we've started to trickle down and break bearish yet. If we do also head back over to this chart, head over to the Heikin-Ashis, we have a clear bleed out pattern happening right now on the daily. And on the weekly, as we discussed, this was a warning sign that we posted about a month ago. Every single time that Kadena seems to come over on the weekly time frame, switch bearish on the Heikin-Ashis, it is normally preceded with a nasty breakdown. And what's even more ugly about this, if we zoom over to the monthly time frame, you can see we are once back over red on the Heikin-Ashis. Now, technically, if you are doing Heikin-Ashi analysis, I made a technical analysis or an educational series update about this. You always discount doji candlesticks. So this green doji candlestick would have been ignored, and we are really still in the same trend that we already were in. But in terms of the weekly, we are continuing with this bearish breakdown to the downside. So as we highlighted, this level right here, 90 cent, is your last line in the sand. It is possible that KDA pumps back up to 98, maybe 97 cent, retest this trend line before heading down to these levels as discussed in the video. The last chart I want to show you before discussing our trade is KDA BTC. This is currently forming a descending channel right now, and we're sitting right at the cusp of the bottom of this. The next move to the downside from this, as you can see, we've got a Fibonacci from the swing low up to the swing high here. You might think it's drawn a little bit weird on the weekly time frame, but you can see this is actually on the daily, very validly drawn. You can see this would be predicting about another 22.5% drop for the KDA BTC pair. So if Kadena is going to drop about another 22.5% against Bitcoin, and if we come over to Bitcoin, let's just be conservative and say we think Bitcoin's going to break back down to the new lows. This is basically 25% plus 25%, almost a 50% drop back down for KDA. Let's see where this would take KDA. So we do have that 50% drop, you can see this will take us down to 46 cents. This is coming into confluence with a KDA BTC 1.618 Fibonacci, which we have been discussing on the channel. And all in all, you know, in general, this will of course take KDA down to new lows. Now, let's jump back into our trade. So we quite recently entered a 5x leverage short on Kadena up here at $1.25.5, and this is bursting into the profits right now. You can see this is in 26% profit, which on a 5x leverage is 130%, or a 1.3x return. So once again, I say this every video, congratulations to the Cowboys who did get in on this trade. This is looking absolutely beautiful right now. What I'm going to be doing is once again securing more profit from this trade. So let's come over to the 4-hour time frame and see what is going on right now. If we look at the EMA ribbons, so far, you know, since this bearish trend has started, we haven't really come into confluence with this level too much. And every single time we come back into the EMA ribbons, we seem to have lower highs after lower highs after lower highs. So the last time over here we had a bearish trend, you can see sometimes we do have these fake outs, and if we do look at the range lows that we were previously traded in, it is quite often that Kadena, you know, builds up a spiky top after having a, you know, dead cat bounce, and then it reverts back to these range lows. So what I think the safest thing to do is look at the range lows for this trend. You can see there are range lows for this box over here. We've got our stop loss below this. You can see we have, because we've already retested this range specifically. Now, we also have range lows right here coming into contact with this wick up here. Now, as we discussed on the 4-hour time frame, every time we have these reversions, we always make a lower high, even if we do break out of these. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be moving my stop loss all the way down here, right onto this candle body. So if we look at what's going on right now, we're obviously sitting in a minus 26% or a positive 26% because we're obviously shorting. So this is 100 and, well, it keeps on moving down further as I'm talking. So just over 130% unrealized profit in this trade. We are moving our stop loss down to $1.09. I'm going to be setting in that stop loss. I'm going to be locking that in as soon as I'm done recording this video, just to let you know. So from where we are right now, from when we entered our trade, this is a 13.25% drop to the downside, meaning just over a 66% realized profit on our KDA trade now. Let's call it 65%, even 60% if you want after fees. So really, the realized profit is becoming higher and higher and higher the more updates we make on KDA. So once again, congratulations to the Cowboy family. The more Kadena proceeds to break down to the downside, the lower I will move my stop loss, the more profit we will realize on this trade. You can see this is actually literally bang in the middle of our trade. So from about a 50% move down from when we entered our trade, we're realizing all of this profit, and we've got about another 50% profit which we're currently riding on in case we do have a bounce back to the upside. You can see on the daily time frames, it wouldn't be impossible, like we discussed at the start of the video, for Kadena to have a bounce in the lower time frames. And if we do look at the 4-hour, a price target that you might want to keep your eyes on for a reversion. Like I said, you know, if you haven't entered this trade, I'm not recommending that you FOMO into it now. The time to enter was a while ago, but we could revert back up to this, you know, $1, maybe $1.02 region. So when I do have my stop loss all the way up here at $1.09, it is looking very, very cushy. So for today, my friends, that is really all I've got. I do believe, like I've been saying on the channel, Kadena is going to move all the way down to 50 cents, which is this huge volume profile right here. We are not far away from it. We do not have much holding Kadena up at this moment in time until we do come down to this level. So for today, my friends, that's really all I've got. About another 45% drop to go, and we will be hitting our take profit for this KDA trade. And if we do hit our take profit, that's going to be a 60% drop, and on a 5x leverage, that is 300% or 3x profit. As I'm recording this video, you can see we just keep on getting more and more continuation to the downside. So once again, congratulations, Cowboy family. Another successful trade for Kadena for today. That's all I've got. If you do appreciate these successful trades, if you do enjoy, you know, my KDA trade updates, the best thing you can do to let me know that you appreciate that is to leave a like and a comment down below. Share the videos with your friends. These really help out on the YouTube algorithm much more than you can possibly think. A lot of crypto YouTubers charge to follow their signals. A lot of people charge on YouTube to have educational playlists. That, for example, they make a educational series which is part of a program that they sell for $100 a month or something. I make these educational videos for free. I give all of my trades out for free. So if you do appreciate that, the only thing I can possibly ask is for you to leave a like and a comment down below. As I've said, my friends, that's all I've got for you today. Make sure you come and follow me over on Twitter at 618_cowboy. It's been your boy Cowboy Trades. I'm out. Peace.